Hey everybody, this is Dust for Dusted on Gaming with episode 6, match number 4, with Arclight Phoenix here in Modern of the Mono Red variety. As a friendly reminder, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up, and leaving a constructive comment down below. So, we've been playing Arclight Phoenix this week. We've played 3 other matches so far. This particular version, we're trying out Forked Bolt over Skewer the Critics. I've been talking with another friend of mine who plays this deck. He's running like 1 Forked Bolt and still running 4 Skewer the Critics. His thought process was, Forked Bolt's good as like a 1-of in the main, 1-of in the sideboard. We've tried it so far in a couple matches. It's been pretty good. In other matches, it's been, just a bad shock. But, the ability to divide up the damage, the ability to trigger late at the stage is pretty nice. Probably would be better in conjunction with having Skewer the Critics in the deck, but we don't obviously have the space right now. But obviously Forked Bolt in some numbers seems pretty reasonable in the deck. Beyond that, you're basically kind of an amalgamation between Burn and the Izzet Arclight Phoenix decks. You've got your early 1-drop Pressure and Soul Mage and Monster Swift Spear. Got your late game in Arclight Phoenix and Bedlam Reveler. Recurring Arclights, Bedlam Reveler refilling your hand, Metamorphose, Faithless Looting, and Light the Stage getting through your deck. Gutshot, Forked Bolt, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, mostly going to your opponent's face, but can also clear smaller creatures out of the way, and in conjunction with Soul Mage's ability, can often kill bigger creatures. So, a lot going on with the main deck, but you're basically a burn deck at heart in the main deck. Sideboard, got a little bit more options. Surgical Extractions for the graveyard decks. The Arclight Phoenix mirror, especially the Izzet variety. Some people commented about me not bringing in against the Mono Red Hollow One mirror deck. I don't think in a burn mirror you necessarily want to be targeting Arclight Phoenix. I mean, I could be wrong on that. If you think I am, sound off with your reasons down below. Rending Volley for a lot of the various tribal decks, Merfolk, humans, Spirits, also pretty good in the mirror match with Thing in the Ice and Crackling Drake being pretty reasonable targets, and Terramander before transforms, Abrade when you need a Shock and Shatter effect, Blood Moon for, the big mana decks, 3-color decks. We brought it in against Blue-Black Thing in the Ice. We were able to punk them a little bit when they were trying to, use cryptic commands and such to kind of bridge the gap, and then Dragon's Claw for the burn mirrors. Well, both the burn and the mono red mirrors. So, you definitely want to bring in Dragon's Claw in the mono red mirrors, either the mono red or the burn mirrors. Beyond that, could bring in Surgical Extraction if you're trying to tag Phoenixes. But, like, for instance, our opponent ended up tagging, I think Metamorphose and Faithless Looting out of our deck, and we did flood a little bit, but it was just like, is it really worth paying 2 life to tag some random card in the deck if I don't draw Arclight Phoenix, or if Arclight Phoenix doesn't happen to die? This hand is reasonable, although a little bit on the risky side with only 1 land. So, guess we lead off on Soulscar Mage into Swift Spear. If we happen to draw a second land, we should be in pretty good shape. So, if we have a second land, we can Metamorphose into a bunch of spells. So this hand could obviously deal a ton of damage over a couple of turns if we happen to draw a land and our opponent doesn't have interaction on turn 1 or 2. JK, playing against, looks like rock of some kind. Could be Death Shadow as well, so something to consider. I'm guessing the lack of well, kind of hard to say here. I'm about to get Brutality'd. Nope, just Inquisitioned. Alright, I mean, if we hit a land, this hand's obviously insane. If we don't, then, Okay, opponent did not top the Inquisition. Lightning Bolt, sure. Alright, so achievement unlocked. This is going to be a very scary turn for them if they don't have Fatal Push. Judging by the fact that they didn't Fatal Push Soulscar Mage last turn, they probably don't have one. But, I mean, we can't 100% be sure here, but An Arclight Phoenix is fine, I guess. Drop our opponent to 5 here. Field of Ruins, sure. Liana. Probably make a sack a dude here. Might have been correct to actually sacrifice the Monastery Swift Spear as opposed to the Soul Scar Mage. Alright, so... Really don't have a lot for the Black Green Rock matchup. No Skull Cracks, none of that nonsense. Gut Shot's not good against them. Surgical really doesn't serve any purpose. A Braid's kind of eh. Is it worth considering, like, bringing in 2 Blood Moons? I guess we can just try, like, 2 Gut Shots out, 2 Blood Moons in. Blood Moon's not fantastic against them, but obviously it can screw their coloration a little bit. That's about the thing about Modern is Blood Moon isn't always good in every matchup, but it always threatens to do something not very nice. Our opponent doesn't. Okay. So hopefully our opponent doesn't have a disruption spell, but they likely do, obviously. Soul Scar. Next turn, if our opponent doesn't interact with us, then they could be taking a lot of damage. Hopefully it's just like play a Tarmogoyf. Of course they have the Thoughtseize. Why wouldn't they have the Thoughtseize, right? Probably have to take the Faithless Looting here. Question is then, how do I sequence my spells? Like, do I fire the Morphos off, or do I just wait to cast Light Up the Stage in post-combat? And I don't know what there is to think about. Metamorphos is kind of like... Unless they have a Surgical in their hand, there really isn't a whole lot to think about here. Trigger Light Up the Stage. Awkwardness with this card sometimes is real. Alright, I mean, it's going to set up for a really nice next turn, especially... Actually, no, we can flashback Faithless Looting regardless, huh? Sure, you get to take a Metamorphos. Which is kind of annoying. What do you know? Another Faithless Looting. Alrighty, so... Metamorphos. Red. Metamorphos. Red. Red. Faithless Looting. Bird. Forked Bolt. Hope you don't have Surgical Extraction. But it's like, this feels pretty bad. Yes. Yes, it does. Alright, well, pretty smashing success over Black Green Rock there. So that was episode 6, match number 4, with Mono Red Phoenix, Forked Birds, as we call it, with the Forked Bolt version here. So this has been Dust for Dust on Gaming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.